Did streaming really ruin gaming? I would argue that was the ESG score, but let's see.
Did streamers really ruin gaming, or are you just trash? In this video, I'm going to talk about gaming before streaming was popular, and gaming after streaming became popular, and by the end of this video, you'll have an answer on if streaming really ruined gaming or not. Now, a few months ago, I was actually scrolling through Twitter, and I saw this tweet right here that says, "Dominating blue-collar workers in BattleBit." If you don't
I remember that one.
know what BattleBit is, well, it's basically like Battlefield and Roblox, and this is pretty much the whole clip. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I saw this. That thing went crazy. People got so mad about it, and people would non-stop just writing, "Oh my god, I come home from my 15 hours of work shift in my second and third job, and I want to just relax for 5 minutes, and then someone does this. I can't relax." Which was kind of hilarious in my opinion. And second of all, man, I completely do not understand this COD shit, this Fortnite crap, this Roblox crap, this anything. Like, look at this. Look at what's happening here. So there's a guy who took one shot at him. Then there's a guy who notices him and doesn't do anything.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah, and this is. And people upload this kind of stuff, and then there's a whole bunch of people saying like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! This is the most skillless thing ever! He killed 3 people!" Bro, I have seen clips like this so much. I love it when it's like some kind of big streamer, they kill like 4 or 5 people in Warzone in a row. And I'm like looking at that clip, and that, you know what that clip looks like? He comes in, there's one guy who notices him. He actually wins the duel against him. Wow, thumbs up, my dude, you did great. And then there's like one guy who runs past him, he guns him down. Then there's another guy that appears out of nowhere, doesn't even, by the way, notice him, doesn't shoot at him, and also tries to run past. He gets killed, and then there's like 2 more guys he gets from the back. And people are saying, "Oh my god, this is so amazing, this is skill." Bro, you just got lucky in a moment where 4 out of 5 people you were shooting didn't even notice you existed, okay? And everyone's spurging out that is something amazing. I hate clips like this. This is just... Guy gets 3 kills in a row. Wow. 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 That's so amazing.
That guy is just straight up dominating people. Like that's pretty much it. And
Straight
I saw a
up
quote tweet
dominating,
that said,
boys.
"Esports ruined casual gaming." Now I know the whole title of this video is like something along the lines of how streamers ruined gaming, but I'm gonna put streamers and esports kind of in the same category. I say that because with streaming, you kind of gotta either be good at a game or funny, and with esports, you gotta be good at a game. So I'm gonna put them both together because they're pretty similar, if I do say so myself. But to really understand this, we gotta go all the way back to 2018. The Fortnite boom. Before Fortnite was this cringe cash grab that pretty much just preyed on little kids for money, it was a game that nobody truly knew how to play and everyone had fun with.
Dude, it's so wild that you if you're a kid nowadays, you're like 10 or whatever, you need to play Fortnite, and if you don't have some kind of special unique skin, you're a loser. It's dude, there were some things like that when I was a kid growing up. But man, now that shit is on steroids, okay? The internet was a mistake.
I mean, back in 2018, every single human being was talking about Fortnite. I mean, back then you had Fortnite meme pages. Every single human being was posting their wins. People were doing emotes IRL.
Fortnite move! Oh, do it again. Fortnite move, bitch! Ah!
I mean, that's how we got the infamous ninja clip.
Oh, Jesus.
Get it, come on, baby. Show me what you got. Show me what, just move. If you got to know it, just move. It's all I want to see, some movement. I'm not seeing enough movement.
And then was this one lady in the crowd absolutely doing it? Oh man, this is the point, okay? When someone thought that gaming is actually like a thing that 90% of the world does, but it's not. Gaming is huge, don't get me wrong, but gaming is not something that 90% of the world does, okay? It's a pastime hobby, but, you know, if someone comes up to me and says, "I'm big at Minecraft," I would break their skull. I would physically hurt them a lot. and I hope that would be dream.
Oh my god.
And since Fortnite was so popular, one thing that also became popular because of Fortnite was streaming. Back then, Twitch was like pretty niche, but I'd say that Fortnite made Twitch more mainstream. And you may be asking, why did people go to Twitch and not YouTube? Well, the thing about YouTube is that a lot of YouTube videos are edited, and some people, they may be good on YouTube, but it's like on Twitch. Twitch is live, Twitch is raw. So if you lose, like, people are gonna see you lose, and if you win, people are gonna see you win. And that's why Twitch was so popular, because you could see high-level gameplay in real time. To determine if somebody was truly good, all you had to do was just watch them on Twitch. And with Twitch becoming so popular, some streamers that a bunch of people were watching back then was people like Myth, Ninja, Dr. Lupo, Nick Merckx. The whole Ninja versus Myth argument was like the biggest topic in school. I remember I was back in like freaking 10th grade and we were arguing at lunch tables talking about if Myth or Ninja was better. I'm not gonna lie, back then I was team Myth. But with all those...
Dude, okay, thank God this didn't happen at that time. Whew, man, that would have been painful. Thank God I was all... I never have played Fortnite in my life, by the way, just FYI. I think it's a shitty, stupid game. Go fuck yourself.
Those popular streamers and pro players being in the limelight, that made more people want to...
If you like it, you can like it. I don't care. But I'm not gonna like it because I do not like it.
A pro player slash streamer. I mean, did y'all see how some of these Fortnite teams were getting down? Bro, I'm telling you, if I had to crank a few 90s to be a freaking Fortnite pro back then, I probably would. And that's exactly where the downfall of gaming happened. Everyone started focusing on the money you can make from gaming rather than the fun from gaming. Fortnite used to be this game where you try to win by doing these creative...
I would argue that it was always about the money before even Fortnite. Even BlizzCons, you know, when World of Warcraft was actually interesting, that even all turned about money and stuff like that. Gaming has always been about money. Before Fortnite, it was the Dota and League of Legends, and, well, they're all about money also.
Strats like building a sky base, building a huge metal base, or maybe even camping in a bush. But then it turned into this huge sweat fest when people saw that you could make abnormal amounts of money from this game. Back then, if you shot at a dude, they would probably start shooting at you back like they wouldn't even build. But now, if you shoot at somebody in Fortnite, they're building a whole freaking skyscraper hotel with Wi-Fi. It's actually wild. Now, let me say this right now. I do also say that that's kind of just time. Like, with time, people get better. But my point is that everyone's playing games to be the best rather than to just have fun with their boys. Everyone is playing to be watched on Twitch or...
Hey, this was even true when, you know, I was like 7 or 6 years old. 3 millennia back, because I'm an immortal lowly vampire, obviously. It was true even then. Everyone wanted to be the best ever. No one wanted to be picked last in sports events at school. Everyone always wanted to be good.
Or watched on YouTube. I mean, you ever play a game and you get killed by somebody with a TTV gamer tag and you go to their Twitch and they're not streaming at all? They're just sweating just to sweat. Like, everyone is just playing for that top spot, because in that top spot, you can make content out of it, and with that content comes a whole lot of money. Unless you're playing like Farming Simulator and you're a pro, I don't really think you make a lot of money from...
I don't know, dude. I think this shit hits hard in Germany because the average German wakes up 2 hours before the alarm and is still too excited to go back to sleep because the alarm is going to go off soon and he has to go to work, and his only existence is validated by working. So, I don't know. I think this shit slaps in Germany. You know, a guy doing, 12-hour shifts in Germany on a forklift, he comes back, you know how he relaxes? Plays Forklift Simulator. Exactly.
Like Pro Farming Simulator, but I don't know.
And the rest of the time he's being up Nazi, obviously, because Germany.
Become a Farming Simulator pro. You never know. Bars. But yeah, everyone's pretty much playing to be watched. I remember back then, games wouldn't really get sweaty until like 2 or 3 weeks after release. But now, games are sweaty off the rip. It can be 5 days away from Call of Duty coming out, and you already got a dude making a video saying, best class setup 2023, MW3. And it's like, bro, the game hasn't even released. It can be 2 weeks before 2K comes out, and a dude already has the best build. It makes no sense. And when the game comes out, people are only going to play the meta, because when you only play the meta, you can win more, and when you win more, you can get up to that top rank, and when you get up to that top rank, you can stream, create content from it. More people are going to watch you because...
It's not even that. It's the possibility of that, true, but, you know, there's a lot of people who do enjoy a very huge amount of success in certain type of games, but they don't really do content. But yeah, it definitely there's a lot of people who do gaming in hopes to become like a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or all of that garbage.
You're up high on the leaderboards, and then the cycle just continues and continues and continues, and now everyone's just playing the same because everyone's just trying to be the best to be able to stream it / be watched. Back then you would play games for the fun because there was really no money involved, but now it's like every single human being is trying to become the top streamer, and it's like, bro, like, where's the fun in that? Back then gaming tournaments were giving out speckles. I'm telling you, if you won a gaming tournament for like freaking Mortal Kombat or Halo or something like that, you were probably going to get 50 cents in a Big Mac. But now if you win a freaking Fortnite tournament, or you just win a freaking
The Big Mac part is a little bit generous, but pretty much yes.
Call of Duty tournament, dog, you're honestly set. You can buy your mom a freaking mansion. People are getting millions from tournaments. I mean, look at Booga, bro. Didn't he won like 3 million, I'm pretty sure, off of Fortnite?
I have no idea who that is.
That is wild. That is insane money. Another thing about gaming after streaming is that games that aren't even sweaty are becoming sweaty. For example, Fall Guys. I remember back in 2020, every single human being was playing Fall.
Oh yeah, I mean, something like this is just natural. It's a cool, interesting, fun game at the start because it's fun to play with friends and, you know, just hilarious and whatnot. And when all the hype dies down, only the people who want to be really, really good at it are left.
Guys during quarantine, and with everybody playing Fall Guys, TikTok got a hold of that. And I remember scrolling through TikTok one day and I saw this one dude making videos of the best strats on certain maps on Fall Guys, and I just thought to myself, what do you gain from being a sweat in Fall Guys? What do you gain? Like, I understand you're trying to show people how to win and stuff, but I feel like the reason why Fall Guys was so fun was because nobody was making strats or anything. People were just hopping in, having fun, just playing like headless chickens, you know? I feel like games die out quicker when you're making all these strats and stuff on how to win, when it's not even like, obviously, yes, the goal in Fall Guys is to win, but
yeah, this is 100% undeniably true. The moment games become sweatier, they die, because the reality is most games are not played by the sweatiest of people. They don't try hard, they don't do this, they don't do that, but the people who are sweaty usually completely turn everything around because, well, it doesn't matter if there's a lot of casual people playing the game, as long as there's sweaty people there doing the best things ever and looking down on everyone, the casual people are going to start leaving or also becoming tryhards. And when that happens, well, a game becomes niche because the majority of a game's players are always going to be casual players. There is no such thing as there is no example of a game that, you know, had 100k players when it launched and still has 100k players, and, you know, the majority of the player base isn't casual players. It doesn't exist. Over time, the player base is going to shrink and only the hardcore are going to remain. It is the way of life.
I feel like the whole point of that game is to enjoy the journey. Like the fun with friends, the freaking hurdles you're going over, that one dude griefing you on the map. Like when you're only focused on trying to get crowns in that game, the game becomes less fun because you're just focused on the destination rather than the journey. Imagine coming home from a long day of school or work and you're getting sweated on in Fall Guys. Imagine you're over there just trying to chill, you know, you're on this little cutesy game that's like Wipeout, and out of nowhere, TTV Try Hard for Life literally just claps you every single map, and it's like, dude, you can't even have fun anymore. And since everyone's tryharding, games are now catering to the bad players. One thing that games have been implementing is this thing called skill-based matchmaking. If you don't know what it is, well, I'll basically explain. Think of a lobby where all the top players from a bunch of different games all get into a lobby with each other and go head to head. Basically ranked play, but with no bonus rewards or anything. You just kind of get into a lobby with the best players without getting any specific reward in casual play. And the thing about skill-based matchmaking is that it's unfair because the good players are being...
Oh, actually, yeah, people don't know this. People forget about this even if they do know. If you're playing any game, you know, a League of Legends, Dota, Counter-Strike, Valorant, or whatever, and you're clicking unranked, you're still getting actually matched like you were in ranked. Because these games don't want to match someone who's playing it for the first time against someone who has 200,000 billion hours into the game. Because that would be obviously bad.
punished for being good at the game. And it gets to this point where it's like winning feels like a chore rather than actual fun. Because back then, if you truly wanted to sweat, you would go into like a ranked game mode or something. But now, if you're a tryhard, you're gonna play every single other tryhard 24/7 just because you're good at the game. Back then, games like Call of Duty, what they would do, you would join a lobby, and if you wanted to leave that lobby,
yeah, but the reason this exists is so new players don't get absolutely wasted. But at the same time, this is good because otherwise, well, you know, it is good, but it doesn't allow the best players to actually, you know, just dominate people. And sometimes they do want to do it. And when that happens, well, you have the problem of smurfing.
You would just leave it, and if you wanted to stay after the game, you would stay. But now, after a game is finished, they just transport you to a whole different lobby with everyone else who also did good. And it's like, now you gotta go head to head with all the big dogs just because you won one game. I remember Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, that had some of the worst skill-based matchmaking ever. That game was borderline unplayable because if you won one game, you would be playing the freaking optic roster from freaking 2014 just from winning one game. And another way of games catering to bad players, Fortnite adding bots into their games just so you can feel better about yourself. Let's be real, it is 2023.
Yeah, games do that. Games actually do that because the reality is, well, if you're playing a game and you lose 2 times in a row, well, how many more times in a row can you lose or not get kills or whatever until you abandon the game completely because you're just that bad? And that's where bots come in. Yes, it is real, okay? There is this fine line of winning and losing that makes a maximum player retention, and it's around 50%.
Nobody is a default anymore in Fortnite. I mean, back then, yes, there were people who were bad at the game, but nobody is so bad that they're literally running into a wall 24/7 in Fortnite. So now it's like there's no middle ground between the good and the bad players. It's like, if you're good, you're being punished, and if you're bad, you're being rewarded. There's actually this tweet by FaZe Sway that says, "The downfall of video games started when kids complained about people being good at the game. I remember when I was a kid and saw a Master Prestige in COD, I didn't tell him to take a shower or go outside. I sent that MF a friend request." And that's facts. Instead of actually putting in the work to be good, a lot of people just sit there and complain, and now games are kind of catering to them. But one game that I say that kind of bridged the middle ground between the really good players and the really bad players is Street Fighter 6. One thing that Street Fighter 6 did, they added something called modern controls and classic controls. Classic controls, basically you have to do more to push out a combo, and if you do that successfully, then that combo does more damage. But if you play modern controls, you only hit square or something and it'll do a full combo, and those combos do less damage. So it kind of bridges the gap between good and bad players. But that's a whole fighting game. How can this be fixed in like games that are like FPS or something like that? In my honest opinion, I say that
it can't. I would say the only solution to that is smurfing, and that's not a solution. That's a solution for the very best that are tired that they can't reach the pinnacle of pinnacles and they just want to stomp someone in the ground. So that's not even a solution, but that's something that happens.
That FPS games should just go back to like the regular lobbies, you know? Back then, you could join a lobby, scope out the lobby, see who's like the freaking best players and stuff. If they were a little too good for your level, you could leave if you wanted to. Like, I don't think that you should be...
Yeah, that actually kind of did work pretty well, honestly. I remember, yeah, this is how we played CS 1.6 back in the day when we were kids. Or, you know, what's the... Team Fortress, I almost forgot what it's called, or Team Fortress 2, you know? There were some lobbies where people were better, and there were lobbies when people were worse. And in the bad lobbies, sometimes you got banned because you played better than everyone else, and since people are bad, they can only assume you're cheating. And the system kind of balanced itself out to a certain degree. So it was kind of good. There were lower skilled servers, there were higher skilled servers. There was a lot of stuff.
transported into the freaking universe of the top 12 Call of Duty masters after you win one game. I feel like there should always be that option to stay if you want to stay or leave if you want to leave. There was nothing wrong with those lobbies back then. It's just like games just wanted to cater to the bad players, you know? So it's honestly just like gaming is just honestly a huge sweat fest. And that rounds back to like the ultimate question of this video. Did streamers really ruin gaming? In my honest opinion, yes.
Well, I would say that streamers didn't ruin gaming, but they ruined life.
1000% believe that streamers in esports ruined gaming, because there is no reason why people should be sweating at a game where you literally farm cabbages. How do you even sweat in Farming Simulator? How? Let me know in the comments.
Ask the Germans.
Do y'all think streamers slash pro players ruin gaming? Or like, what's your guys' take on this whole situation? Let me know. But yeah, this is gonna wrap up the video. If you guys made this far, I appreciate you. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you guys check out my most recent video where I talk about why everyone hates
Everyone, ooh, that's Gideon. Oof, oof, oof. Anyway, that was Cameron. Cameron, I think it's supposed to be pronounced. Whatever. This was Quizzer Said, and thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.